And we're live. Look at that, Frank.
Oh, wow. Here we are. Look at that.
Doesn't really matter because nobody's here, but everyone missed out on that sweet intro. That's all I got to say. That was a pretty. I just did that in the last hour, by the way.
Is that like a infinite loop song or does it just loop for a while?
That one loops for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's from Stream
Okay.
Beats, which is on Pretzel and a bunch of other things, like from Harris Heller, who does a lot of videos and streaming and kind of how-to videos. But the Stream Beats are a bunch of free music, license free, that you can use. So I just went on, I literally grabbed a random file from Dropbox. I was like, this one looks good, and put it up. I was like, okay, let's do this. And then, yeah, just I have Camtasia in there, did my little stream timer, which is nice. So, yeah, bingo bango, done.
I noticed whatever icon you used, I finally look like it kind of again. Like my haircut's the right length and my beard's almost the right length for whatever icon you chose. So good
Let's see, what
job.
was it? Let me see. Hold on, let's play it again here. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic. That's probably from maybe get. I don't know. Is that your current?
I
What is your
use it.
current?
It's not my Twitter. I should probably put it on Twitter now that I look like that again.
Probably. I've always despised your current Twitter photo
Yeah,
because you look like a ghost. You look
I
like
like
you
being a
haven't.
ghost.
No, it looks like you haven't slept in 85
Oh,
hours in that
that was
photo.
probably true at the time. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
quite
so I don't
possible.
so I don't know where that photo was from. Is it from your GitHub? No.
Oh, it's somewhere. I see it around. I might have put it up
Oh,
as
it's literally your GitHub. That's where I got it from.
okay. Look
Yeah.
at that.
You look young. You look very young. If people don't know, I'll post this in the
I
post
look
this.
young now. That's what you meant to say.
You look young every day, Frank. You look young every day. Adorable. Adorable. So,
Thank you. We
yeah.
have a cute monkey icon in the
Yeah.
chat room.
Wow, we got a subscriber, Marilo. Thank you so much for coming in. It's a late night stream, hanging out. We'll see if anyone. We did this before. We did this the last Apple event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think we gave a little bit more notice last time,
I tweeted. I
like
tweeted
maybe 10
earlier.
minutes. Okay.
I tweeted. I tweeted. I said at 7 o'clock, it's
Yeah.
happening. I don't know.
The East Coast is asleep.
It's true. Too
Europe is
late.
waking up.
I figured 10 o'clock at night. That'd be a good time. No, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
I
not.
made it. I always like talking about Apple. I'll come anytime, James.
Well, this is great because whenever Apple has an event, it gives us an out so we don't actually have to talk about stuff basically and come up with a new original topic. We just do Apple event.
Well, now you're making me feel bad. We got to put a spin on it or something. Turn it into a contest,
Mm,
competition, something like that, maybe.
it could be. See, the problem with recording tonight is that right now The Bachelorette is premiering. So everyone's probably watching The Bachelorette, which I approve of. I just got my batch bracket in. Pierce put together a bracket. So there's a whole universe over here, and there's a bunch of us in it. But we watch usually the next night because then we can just watch it on Hulu without all the commercials. So that makes
I was
sense.
gonna say, like, how do you even watch TV anymore? Isn't it all just released on? Okay, so it's on Hulu. This one
It's on Hulu. We normally will watch The Bachelor live if it's like a finale or usually a premiere. But like I
with
told
like a
you,
TV. How do you
like
watch something live anymore?
over the air. Hey Danny, how's it going,
Ooh,
buddy?
Danny's here.
Danny. Did you tweet? Did you tweet that we're doing this, Frank?
I retweeted.
Oh,
I'll tweet.
it's not the same. We have
Like
new
a good
hair.
co-host.
I guess Frank does have a new hairstyle. Oh, my hairstyle is I haven't cut my hair
Style.
since COVID. Like this, nothing has happened to my head since COVID. I've decided that I'm not cutting it. And that's it. He thinks it's very new for
Mine
me.
was
No,
like
yours is long.
long shoulder length at
Yeah,
one point, so I just did the buzzers.
it's coming in. I'm going for the Keanu, which
Yeah,
so okay, so Keanu Reeves. So we got
got a
Keanu.
little ways to go. Pull
Yeah,
down
so
your bangs. What's your longest bang?
okay, so here's the Keanu pick. So my longest bang, well, if I did
Yeah,
this, it's actually like over my eyes
he
almost.
parts it in the middle like a
That's my
vampire.
that's my problem. Okay, so if we were going for Halloween, right? If I can't do Keanu. This is John Wick Keanu, right? Which is like BA. But if I did Point Break,
It's right there in the middle. Yeah, the Point Break one.
eh?
Yeah.
Isn't that bad? It's not very long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
I don't really look like Keanu. That's the problem. So
I
right
didn't
now,
say
yeah.
that.
David even said, yeah. David called it before we went to it. He's like, you are
Hey,
Point
David.
Break Keanu. Yeah. The evolution of Keanu's, I would say. Um,
See, I still see you as a 60s mop top. You're either one of the monkeys or a beetle. I'm not really sure which.
that is correct. The Beatles. Let's look here. One of the
Oh, yeah, the
any of
more
them
raggedy one. Yeah.
without glasses, I
Not
guess.
the one
Maybe
that cuts straight across.
I don't even what is all their I don't know all their names. Is that
I
bad?
know. No, I'm not
Lennon
even gonna guess. I'm gonna get it wrong.
with names. Someone will
Ringo
know.
was the drummer, right?
The Beatles. There we go. Ringo,
And
George, maybe a
mm,
George. Going for a George, a Paul,
yeah, you could do any of these.
Ringo.
Ringo?
Kim says Ringo. Probably everyone loves Ringo, right? Right. That's the thing. No.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I
Well,
was
I am.
stuck with The Doors, Creedence Clearwater.
Well, you would just
But I
wear
saw the
your cap.
haircuts.
You would just wear your cap nonstop, so no one actually knew your actual hair forever.
I
Like
knew it.
I think that you wore the cap for I would say 5 months straight. A
Probably
darn
longer, but
good.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I
damn
still
fast.
have to wear it on the stream. People get upset if I don't wear it on my stream.
Mm. I have one hat, and I don't look good in hats because I have a big head. So, so your
They
head, it's
say
like
a
it's
big head is good for
smushed.
TV, they say.
I
You
don't
want a
know
big
about
head.
that. I don't know about. I mean, yeah, okay.
Ah,
Danny
taking
approves
the
of this
compliment.
topic. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go get a hair trim because I was talking to Jamie today, and she told me that I should get a trim because trimming your hair actually, like the ends, promotes growth. So she told me to do
Ah,
that. So, fun
that
fact.
sounds like a healthy lifestyle. I think I'm
Yeah,
just gonna buy better buzzers because my current clippers are terrible. So I think I'm just gonna invest in a better pair.
that is a good idea. Because else, if you don't, then literally it will like pull on your hair, and you're like, this is terrible. So, I approve.
This is the worst side topic we've ever had, but
Well, we haven't recorded the podcast yet. This is just us hanging out and waiting for people to come in. I mean, we got more people. Look at that. 14 people. 14 whole
this is
peoples.
fantastic. Wow.
Wow.
On such short
Wow.
notice. I can't speak tonight. This is going to go well, this recording of a podcast.
We got Nang
Ooh, from
from
Cambodia.
that's cool. Welcome. Streaming in 720p, so hopefully we'll keep the bandwidth low as well. Because I decided not to pay the extra money for StreamYard. So we paid one tier. That's all Merge Conflict can afford. Go to patreon.com/Merge Conflict FM. I will swear I need to send out stickers, but if you want us 1080p, you got to pay for it, people. Got to pay for it.
How much does... No, I'm not going to ask.
I'm trying to remember. What is Danny? I don't even know
I
what
let you
Danny's
handle all
saying.
the money. It's better that way.
It's the worst. Don't let Frank let you manage the money. Ugh.
Just like, I'm here for the ride. What's your mug say?
Mine says, this is damn good coffee.
That's what I thought it said.
This is Trader
Good
Joe's
choice.
coffee. Trader Joe's pumpkin fall spice pre-ground coffee. It's good in all occasions when you want a little spice in your coffee. There you go. Hey, Yanks, how's it good? Good to see you as well. A lot of new names. A lot of your followers probably because nobody follows me. Everyone follows Frank. So
Ah ha ha ha.
I'm just saying, you're way more popular than me. I'm just a person. I'm not popular.
Mm-mm.
Don't
I'm the weird sidekick to your popularity. But it's fun. I
think
accept
so.
my role.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got my Microsoft shirt on for our Apple event today. Yeah, they got a new color. I bought this from the
Yeah.
company store.
I
And this
realized
little...
I was representing last time I had an Apple shirt. Oh, that's kind of a nice book. I use
Yeah,
those kinds of books. Yeah. Mm, a
um,
little jealous.
I used my
Frank's
Microsoft.
Minions.
I used
Yes.
my Microsoft mug this morning, so I would have used that. Hey, Homero, it's good to see you as well. Yeah, Frank's Minions. That's good. We need to get more followers. You can hit that like, you follow button right there. I stream on Fridays on occasion. It's pretty cool. Probably not. I don't know.
It's always cool. Every
Is
time I
it?
Google, yeah, because every time I Google for a problem, it's like James covered it in one of his shows. You're all over. It's
That's my
always
strength.
videos, though. We need transcriptions.
Yeah. Well, I used to blog a lot more back in my glory days when when I used to have the time to blog. But I'm doing a lot of blogs on the Xamarin blog. That's good. I got a blog coming on the .NET blog pretty
Mm,
soon, and I'm gonna start blogging on dev.to for the .NET blog.
Yeeters.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
way
all over
more than
this.
I'm doing.
I did this blog on using Power Automate. I just use Power Automate for everything now. I don't code. I don't code. I just automate stuff. So yeah, I'm all about that. Dude, I'm literally giving a
Can you
talk.
export a mobile app yet?
Well, not from Power Automate's like if this then that, but
I see.
with logic and stuff. So I have some Power Automate stuff that like goes through Excel spreadsheets, like fill in stuff, like grab stuff, like put stuff into Planner, and like sends emails and does a bunch of stuff where like if this then that is if this then literally that. But
Yeah.
um, it's similar to Logic apps. Have you ever used Logic apps in Azure Logic apps?
No, I've seen demos though.
Hmm.
They were always cool, and I kind of always follow that kind of no code frontier.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think
interesting.
it's the new frontier because I was talking to Handsome and he's like, "Are we just going to become the?" Because I'm always talking about automation. He's like, "Are we just going to become the low code team?" I said, "Absolutely not. That'd be crazy talk." I go, "You need the low code as a complement to the code, right? Like we were doing something for the .NET Conf, and John Galloway was like, "Oh, I'm going to need to." Like write this thing that parses this file and does this thing and puts it in the JSON and puts it in the Azure storage. And I said, Power Automate, dude. Just like Power Automate. He has like got a Power Automate that goes through an Excel spreadsheet, reads the data, does reverse geocode lookup inside of it, takes that
hmm
data, updates the Excel spreadsheet, then takes the data, puts it into a JSON file, and then uploads it into Azure Blob Storage that can be then read by a website. How freaking cool. No code. It just does it automatically. Amazing. Frank's not
Okay,
amazing.
I guess we no, we have to do a whole show on it though, because I'm debating how much to ask you about everything you just said.
Well,
But
let's not and let's talk about this Apple event. Are you in the Zencaster? No, you're not in the Zencaster.
no, I am not.
Frank. All right,
I
people. If you have never joined us for a podcast, you're in for a treat because Frank doesn't know how to use technology sometimes, and this is what I'm waiting on, people. So check this out. So if I do this, oh, I got to do this. Oop. Oh, and turn off voice. Oh gosh, this is what I'm. Oh,
that
oh,
was on you, not me. Haha.
that was on me. There we go. Save.
Who
Button.
who who
Perfect.
doesn't know how to use the technology?
This is our Zencaster back here. We're gonna Zencaster it up. There's Frank. But you can't see my wavelength, right? No.
Uh, you're
Nah.
you're all grayed out today.
Because
Usually
I
I can.
turned off the thing.
Hmm.
Because I turned off VoIP. Because we're using VoIP here. It'll
I see
record.
you.
It'll work.
This is good software. You're coming in at like 30 frames a second. It's a little bit freaky how good it is.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
StreamYard?
Yeah.
It's too good. It's too good. Check this out. I can do this. Whoa. I can do this.
Yeah.
Whoa. Ah! It's dramatic
No,
zoom.
now I just have like
Ah!
dots on my face. Too close, too close, too much
Oh,
resolution.
lots of resolution. Watch, I can do this.
No, now I
Oh,
forgot which one I am.
oh, that's a new feature. That's really cool.
Actually, this is good. We have two different color tones of background that'll come through nicely on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that looks great. Yeah. And normally we don't stream the podcast, but we've been trying to do it once a month. That's what I've been trying to tell Frank because it's fun. And I think it's a cool way you can chime in. Often, if you leave comments while we're
Hey, Brian.
recording, we're reading them. We can see them. Frank can see all the comments. I can see the comments. We don't reply to the comments because we're recording a podcast, but then we do at the end. But sometimes we just merge those together gracefully. It's not a conflict; it's a merge.
I don't think it's the worst if we mention the chat room. It's okay.
Oh, we can. Okay, we'll just say it's live. You can see it live on my Twitch, and I just put it on my Twitch because I'm lazy. We could connect. Ooh, we could
Ooh,
connect your Twitch as well, and we could send it to both Twitches at the same time.
that require everyone who's followed me on Twitch knows I'm really bad at using Twitch, but
No,
if you want me to
no.
try, I will try.
You just have to sign in to the. We'll do it later. It'll be so amazing. You'll
Oh,
see.
later.
Because
Okay, cool.
when we do shows on the .NET website for the Visual Studio Twitch and the YouTubes and all that stuff, Sometimes we send it to like 20 different locations all at once. Maybe not 20, maybe like 5. But we usually go to
Well, you're
YouTube,
Microsoft. You're just
Twitch.
blasting it all around.
Wow, 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 wow. I wonder if did we update the. Let me see if we have the new. Oh, we launched it. Oh, we launched it. Check this out.
What is it? Live TV?
This is this. I've been working on this. We're going to blog about this in a few days. But so when there's something live happening, this will pulsate red.
Are you going to click it or not?
Okay, so check this out. So when you click on it, boom.
Ooh,
Right. So now,
Cosmos DB.
starting in 15 hours, and here's the schedule. Check this out. I'm going to put this in the chat room. Everyone can. This is something I've been working on with the team. Dan from the team, John Galloway, Myra from the team. These are all the shows. We're getting some new artwork made, which is really cool. These are all the shows. We got Insta Fluff now streaming on the Visual Studio Twitch, which is cool. You can come here and then you can share this out. You can like see where you can chat on. You can see all your guests. Here's the upcoming shows. We're going to redesign some of this. We got a cool designer coming up doing some cool stuff. This is, V1, you know what I mean? We got V2 coming. You can see all the stuff in your time zone over here. Guess what this is built in?
Oh, you're going to have to trick me. So no matter what I say, it's going to be wrong. I'm going to go with Blazor.
What kind of Blazor?
If that's a toughie. Since you're doing live broadcast, I would say it's probably easier if you did server-side Blazor. Which one?
Nope. It's Blazor WebAssembly pre-rendered.
Cool.
It's amazing.
Fancy.
So that's why
fancy.
that's why here actually when you refresh it, you'll see it pop in right here. That was the render loop just updated, and then it read your browser time and did a bunch of stuff, and now it's counting down. But
pretty cool. I have to say, Blazor is one of the best web frameworks I've ever used.
pretty neato. So there we go.
Yeah.
Now it's cool. We're gonna add some more interactive features like filters and tabs and things like that and whatnot. Because right now it's just kind of like data, but there's some countdown elements. This will change a lot.
It looks like an RSS feed, if I'm honest.
I mean, it's got some information in here. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, what the back end here is doing is, oh gosh, is the back end. The back end is an Azure function, and what that does is it goes off and it pulls down all sorts of data from a bunch of different YouTube feeds and also some different back-end services for like Twitch exclusive shows, merges them together into a database, and then it then serves it as a JSON file to this website, right? But
funny.
Yeah, it's
cool.
all wet. It's all Blazor. Amazing. And we're gonna have some tabs in here, so you'll see like this and that. But I mean, in general, it's a feed of things. What do you want? So, but it's really cool.
I want a chat room, and I want a subscribe button and a bell icon.
Yep. Don't you worry. It's coming, Frank. It's coming, Frank. So, I mean, the idea probably is that you'll end up like clicking on one of these chat buttons. The problem is we can't really put the chat in there because there's cookies and compliance and stuff and whatnot.
Okay.
But we are working on some other stuff to go down the road. But you're right. We are definitely going to work on some of that stuff. These shows will be arranged for the next version. But my favorite is like if you tune in tomorrow, you'll see this thing and it pulsates. It's amazing. So cool.
So anyways. Okay.
Oh, do you want to see something?
The URL, .net.microsoft.com.
Yeah, you can also go to live.net. Oops, I don't know what that was.
Live.net.
I don't know what that was. Live.dominion. I don't even. Oh, this is. Why is it recommending stuff? I don't like that. I don't like when my browser. You can go to live.net. Yeah. David says
live.net.
Live.net. Live.dot.net. David says we're full circle back to blinking fonts. Yeah, actually, I think this is I think it's blinking CSS maybe. I don't know what it is.
Marquee action. Good.
Yeah, little. It's like it's amazing. Anyways, let's record this podcast.
Live.net.
Live.net. Yeah, HTTPS live.net. 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 Like try .net.
Oh yeah, I never used that. I should do that more often.
Yeah, that needs to be updated, I think. I think
A
it's
little
still the
old.
Fibonacci by default. So Danny
Uh,
says I want a web framework that doesn't require me to write a single bit of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I don't think that's it's possible. Maybe. Oh, you got to get some.
we
We,
it's pretty close. You don't have to write any of that.
yeah, yeah, we or Uno, I guess.
We and Uno.
Oh, you know what you could use? Like Wix or WordPress. Done.
Stop it.
You're done. Okay, let's record this podcast. Okay, so we're gonna record a podcast, and then we are going to interact and chat it up, and then I'm gonna make dinner at some point. So that's exciting. Not on the stream, but we're gonna do that. So we're
And you're
gonna
not
record
gonna
this.
send it to me, so I will not have dinner.
No dinner for Frank. Not allowed. I'm gonna swivel my chair so it's out of frame. Look at this. Also cool pink. Got this new pink chair. So
Hey,
cool.
Dan. Thanks for representing the we.
Have I ever tried wheat? Yeah, I wrote an
He runs it.
entire.
He runs his website on it.
Let me see if it still works. It does. Of course it
Of
does. It's
course
right
it
here.
works.
This entire website is built on Frank's technology. Granted, we don't really have a lot of podcasts anymore, but they're there.
Hey, we're working on it.
I mean, other podcasts.
You should have the historical feeds.
I do. No, not in here. You
Oh, you
subscribe.
just okay.
Yeah, I could have. Well, I guess you do. You do have there's an RSS button. Look at this. This is talk about combining RSS feeds. I've just combined all of our so many podcasts, so many RSS feeds.
Oh, that's all of them.
That's
Cool.
all of them. That's all of any of the podcasts ever. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends what you're building, right? You're there. Eli says, if your talk tomorrow will be available later. I have a talk tomorrow.
You said you're gonna live something.
Oh, I have a user group tomorrow. Have you heard it? Do you know about my user group talk?
Do I know? Tell me about it.
Oh my god. Okay, Frank. Jeez.
Have you written it?
Do I agree to these cookies? Change my preferences. Where's the? No. Oh. Well, okay. This is.
You must have this cookie. This
Why
cookie
give me an
is
option?
required. There might be something about Big Brother there.
Okay, save my preferences. So when you go to the .NET website, there's .NET meetups here, and this virtual user group. See, and look, it's right here. This is the one. This is the .NET virtual user group. You can join this. Boom. And then there's this one. There's a join for free. It's right here. Boom. Look, 822 members. This is the .NET virtual user group. It's like a user group, but only virtual user groups. And there's a
I thought you were gonna say only virtual people. I was waiting for it.
Only virtual people. But check this out. There's all of these different upcoming events. Like if I hit see all you can just join any of these. Look at all of them. All over. These are all user groups around the globe doing virtual things right now. Look at all of them. It's bananas. So you can join instead of joining. You know how you'd have to join like every single user group in the world to kind of go to these ones. You don't have to. You just join this one. Whoever thought of this, genius. This was me and John Galloway putting this together. And if you're a user group leader, you just fill out a form, and that's how you go in here. And what's cool about this is that here's mine, building Stream Deck plugins with C#. That's cool. But you can see if you're in the Seattle Mobile user group, it's also upcoming too. So it's also there, right? But that way you don't have to join my user group. You just join this one user group and you get all that goodness. There's me. I'm even going.
Is there a Rochester user group in that one?
I don't know. Anyone can join. Anyone can do it. So, but the user group organizer has to submit their talk. It just doesn't scrape data, right? That'd be
okay.
So you just have to be like, oh, I want people outside of my group.
You say that, but then you were just talking about how you're combining all these YouTube feeds.
Well, one thing we own and one thing we don't own, which is like it's the communities. You know, the communities are doing their own thing. So I could imagine maybe you're like, oh, I don't want, I just do like a small thing, or I'm doing a workshop or something. I don't know. But ideally, hopefully the .NET Foundation just keeps doing actual user groups afterwards to keep it going. But yeah, there's this is happening. So you can go this. Now, I will answer your question, Eli, because Eli asks if it's available. Yes, because I stream to YouTube, specifically the .NET Foundation YouTube. And in fact, when you go to the .NET Foundation YouTube, boom, and you go to right here, upcoming live streams. Look at that. Boom. Upcoming. It'll be right here. Look at that. Boom. Right there. Boom. So you can just go here. The same link. It'll last forever. Man, this
October
technology is.
14th. That is indeed tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go. It's tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to do it last week and then had an unexpected guest, so moved it around, which is fine. It gave me more time to do my PowerPoint presentation, but it's pretty sweet. All right, let's record this freaking podcast. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm all about the HomePod Mini. I hope we spend the whole show on that.
If you're not HomePodding, you're not living. All right, let me count it down in the Zen. Bump, bump. Oh, also, now that we have the most viewers here, everyone needs to see my sweet countdown because I put it together and y'all didn't see it. So I'm going to play this for 5 seconds so you can enjoy. Pretty cool. I
Very
know.
peaceful.
It's very peaceful. All right, cool. It was very nice. Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll chitty chat with the peoples and we'll talk. We'll do the things. All right, I'll count it down in 3. Frank, stop making noise. 3. Oh my goodness, Frank. We had another Apple event, this time in October. Can you believe it? Holy smokes.
I really can't believe it because I went 2 or 3 days thinking it was November, and then I saw a calendar and I realized it was October, and so I'm like living in the past now. I got all this free time, and then an Apple event happened. So like everything's just so confusing. But yeah, this one kind of sprung up on us. When was it even announced? Like on a Friday, Thursday?
I think it was last week, and everything had already leaked, I'm pretty sure, in which I think they even made fun of the fact that it leaked. Like the best thing, what did they tweet? They said, like, the best things are, I don't know.
Yeah, I avoid leaks. They're not my thing.
No,
Mostly because there's not enough joy in the world, and I need my joy in my Apple events, so why spoil it for myself?
I agree.
It's
I
like
agree. And in fact, this Apple event was exactly like the previous Apple event, but I think they went even further, which was they really went augmented reality on everything. Like even in the pre-made videos, it was like words and iPhones and everything's flying. It was like intense. And I was like, holy cram, look at that. It's bananas.
that's funny because I thought you were gonna say 5G. That was like the hitting us over the head with that hammer, 5G over and over again. But you're right, it was AR too. They had like really fancy sets and like CGI sets and fancy transitions and our crazy panning sweeps through the UFO building. I don't know.
I was hoping that when it started, like the intro, I thought that maybe it was going to fade to black and then say filmed on iPhone Pro 12. You know what I mean? How cool
Oh,
would that
that
would
would
have
have been
been?
yeah, that would have been clever because as usual, don't give it all away, James, but they talked about a camera for quite a while. They upped the ante one more time with cameras
Hmm.
on, of course, the super high-end model. But still, what I think Apple imagines that we're all cinematographers. Maybe if not explicitly, but maybe at heart. Is that their user model of us?
I think they want to make everyone believe that you can be a pro photographer or a pro cinematographer, right? They show these beautiful photos and they just hyped it up and they said, look at this low level shot in the background and the bokeh and the focus on face. You can do this if you just own an iPhone 12 Pro. Like, I could never take that. When I take a photo, it's just like, and here's a photo of a thing. And I'm like, cool, put that in a Google photo album. And I'm very happy, right? I mean, when I looked at my wedding photos, right, that was like a real photographer and a real videographer that did it. And it was amazing. But I could never
Yeah.
do that. Like, I'm not going to frame a thing. Like, they had one shot through the desert where they're tracking these horses running with drones flying over them with an eye. Now, I thought of you when I thought of that. They had slapped an iPhone 12 Pro on the top of a it looked like a just thrown together pieces of drone. Then they also put one on the underside mount of a car. Like, I mean, come on.
Okay. A, that drone was not a thrown together something or another. That was a very beautiful racing drone that they, yeah, really just kind of duct taped the phone onto. And it was funny because they gave it away earlier in the video. There was this, they're like doing the whole, these were shot on an iPhone, and they do this
Mm.
sweeping, panning shot, aerial shot. And you're like, well, are they in a helicopter? Like, how's that? Did someone just throw the iPhone? Is that how good the glass protection is now? But no, it turns out they duct taped it to ground.
I mean,
Sweet.
it makes sense. I mean, if you look at like what, DJI is putting in, their drones are already expensive and you can only put so much of a sensor. So you're never going to get like an iPhone quality thing unless you go really high end, I guess. But I thought that was
Yeah, but
entertaining. Yeah.
speaking of, not being a good photographer though, like, I call BS on all their wide angle shots because there was not one thumb in any of those shots, and every one of my wide angle shots has a little bit of a finger in it. So that's how you know if you're a good iPhone photographer.
It's true. Yeah, and they didn't even have any gimbal shots, not really. And I know on a lot of the gimbals, there'll be like a little tiny piece of like the gimbal just because it's wide angle and it like catches like the gimbal itself, which is impressive. But no, I mean, I thought that the overall event, I'm really, really, really getting into the Apple aesthetic of these events in COVID time. I'm sorry, I appreciate the they put a lot of time and energy and money into these, but they look really good, and I appreciate the things that look good in the video, and I really have enjoyed it. I thought they finally did even a little bit more humor, right? They did a little bit of humor previously, but they did the one where they were unlocking the doors and getting into super secret like iPhone hardware, whatever, trying to be all funny. And then when they did the mini, all the briefcases and stuff, they did some humor. They did okay. I think overall, 1 hour event, funny, a little bit of humor, a little bit of seriousness. Very little Tim Cook. Very little Tim Cook.
Yeah, yeah, it was short, and I appreciate that because I remember the 3-hour events that end with Apple Music events, and those no one wants those, so I appreciate this. It's funny, though, I almost feel like the 2 events we've had definitely could have been 1 event, like a nice 2-hour event, but,
Yeah.
there's not much else going on, aside an election, but, not ignoring that, not much else going on, so I will take these events. For production quality, though, I think they're just showing off at this
Yes.
point.
Yes.
Whoever the production company is
Oh
shooting
yeah.
all this and editing all this, my goodness, for the HomePod, the set that they built, the CGI set, the physical set, the way they mashed them together pretty much seamlessly
Yeah.
while doing camera transitions. At first, I'm like, it's all CGI. Or well, first I'm like, it's real and they're geniuses and they spent $10 million building that set. Then I'm like, it's 100% CGI. And then the lady walked down the stairs. I'm like, well, they had to have some stairs somewhere for her to go down.
Well, they put Lisa on a roof. I think it was Lisa who was the head of their green initiatives. She's like standing on the roof of the Apple Circle, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What is going? Why are you up here? I don't understand." But okay, fine, it looks beautiful. It was
Well, I
great.
appreciate the lab shots.
Mhm.
I'm sure they're 100% staged and all that stuff, but it's still fun to give you something to go, like, squint your eyes at. Like, they had all their beautiful XDR displays. Did I get that
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had all those running, like, fancy software in the lab, and you're like, "Ooh, what's the fancy software?" At least I was. I love
Yeah.
looking at that kinda stuff.
Well, they sort of everyone said that they sort of did a little sneak peek, in the last time they were in the lab talking about chips, where they actually had an iPhone like set up or whatever, and that was some of the
Mhm.
exclusive stuff. But before we get to the iPhones, let's get to where they started, which is actually with music. Funny enough that you say that, and they announced another smart device, which I wasn't actually expecting at all. I think you and I had talked about maybe they'll do a Macs. We were saying maybe they'll do Macs. I was really excited. We were talking about our DTKs earlier. Maybe they'll do a Mac. They did not. Spoiler
No.
alert.
Sad.
But they did do a new HomePod. The HomePod, which has not been talked about in ever, basically.
Yeah. Not because it wasn't a good device. It's just it's a crowded field. It's not really we're app developers, and there wasn't too much for app developers to do with it. So we personally haven't talked about it very much. This one I did get a tiny bit spoiled on. I listened to the Upgrade podcast with Jason Snell,
Mm.
and he's ridiculously good at predicting these kinds of things.
Wow.
So he had an interesting take that the first Air. Why do I have such a high? I keep wanting to call them AirPods, but they're not. HomePods.
HomePods.
HomePods. That they were just a wee bit overpriced, for an Apple product, a wee bit overpriced.
The first
And
one. The first one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas these ones are coming at $100, which is your Amazon Echo widget family device
Yeah. The
play field.
Yes, the HomePod Mini. In fact, before they announced the product, I go, "Oh, they're going to announce a HomePod Mini," and then they did. And the Mini is a name that they've apparently latched onto, and this is the big unveiling. So they have two Mini products, which I think is fascinating. You can't go much smaller than Mini. Nano, the HomePod Nano, maybe that's next. A little disc, but no, this is a beautiful
Micro,
device.
femto,
Femto,
pico.
Pico, Pico. I like that. No, I think it's a good looking device. I'm not a pod person. I don't have any Google devices or any Amazon devices, and I don't plan on getting any of these devices. Mostly, I will say that while it's a beautiful devices with 3 speakers on the inside, optimize, does the multi-room stuff. It'll do stereo sound if you put two of them close to each other. My favorite parts were it's a smart device that only Apple could bring to you because it's going to work best with the iPhone and blah blah blah, like all this stuff. I thought there were some cool things. Okay, so they did show a demo of you like bringing your phone close. This is coming this fall, apparently, bringing close to the HomePod Mini, it interacting and like basically sending the song over to the device or whatever, vice versa. I thought that was cool integration with NF. It's not even the NFC; it's the W11 chip or whatever chip it is. Maybe they're going to do some cool integration here with the AirPods, air and ear, AirPods, pods of
Air.
air, AirPods,
Mhm.
and earpods.
See, this is when we cut each other off when we can't
Ear,
say the Apple product name anymore.
ear. This is goes in the ear, and then
Ah,
AirPods are wireless air.
mm, okay, sounds good. Yeah. You went over one feature I thought was clever. Maybe am I out of date? I thought that feature where when you get them near each other, they become a stereo pair. I haven't actually seen that before. That's kinda neat.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Sonos maybe has done that, or maybe Google has done that. It's so hard. There's so many of them now. And then we're doing this live. We're switch streaming this live. So Brian was saying, "You one chip, thank you. Ultra wideband. That's what it is. Ultra wideband. That's what I was thinking. W. Appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's done it. I feel like someone has, but
Okay.
most of the time, most of them just do. Hey, we'll just put the two together and they'll play the same song in the room. But I thought this was cool because it could like follow you through your house. Let's say you had HomePod minis
Mhm.
everywhere, right? It would follow you through your house from your garage to your outdoor to your whatever, right? I'm not in a place big enough where that would matter. I think you just need one. I bet one in my place would be big enough for the entirety of the entire location. But if you had a big house, I think that would be kind of neat. I mean,
Yeah,
I
well
guess the question is, do you think stereo sound is worth it? Like inside of your bedroom?
As an apartment dweller, I have limited audio choices because I hate to annoy my neighbors, so I
Yeah.
don't have any big stereo or hi-fi or anything cool like that. But I am a pod person. I have a lot of these dinguses around my house, and it is a little bit weird to like have something start playing on one and then have to like figure out how to switch it to the other one without like using the app or something. So I'm all here for a little bit more intelligence around that stuff. Unfortunately, I'm bought into the wrong widget company when it comes to the pod company. I'm mixing up my metaphors. Are oblique speaking here. But one feature I really liked on it, and I again don't know if this is done somewhere else, but I thought was pretty clever, is if you're in family mode,
Hmm.
where it can distinguish between different people with their different calendars and their different music preferences, I guess. I I don't know how families can possibly deal with sharing music libraries. That must be so annoying, but maybe that works. That'd be cool if it did.
Yes. This is also a feature available. I believe, and some people are saying in the chat that maybe stereo is already available too. I guess I'm not into this world, so I guess this is probably an uneventful. Like this is cool. And I agree with you. I think that the integrations that they're doing are really good. I know Google has had this for a while with the Google Assistant is multi. So you could say, hey, what's my schedule or whatever, and it would tell you based on your thing. You then have to, link all your devices and do all the things. But what they're saying is
Yeah.
if you're in HomeKit, then it's all paired because it's a HomeKit device. So I think it all works somehow, kind of.
I guess we're just gonna have to leave this to iCloud Apple magic
Yeah.
until, uh, I guess I have a pet that has an account. I don't know. I just don't have a family account, so I can't test these kinds of things. I'm missing out on all the family deals, basically.
But here's the best thing that happened from the first part of this event: intercom. Intercom, the best thing ever happened. I maybe Google already announced this, and maybe Sonos has this. I don't know. But the thing is, when Apple demos a product with these, it's so good, right? This was really unique. They're like an intercom, which is a normal intercom. You press a button, it says a thing, which also it is the walkie-talkie, very similar to a walkie-talkie on your watch, which is only if you have a watch. Intercom is going to work on everything. It's going to work on Mac. It's going to work on iPod. It's going to work on AirPods. It's going to work on iPads. It's going to work on iPhones. It's going to work on CarPlays. It's going to work on HomePods. It's going to work on home toothbrushes, toothpods. It's going to work everywhere. And this is cool because Frank could say, send a message to everyone, and it would blah 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 do the thing, or send a message to the bedroom, or send a message to blah blah blah, and it will broadcast that, and then people can reply and all this thing. But you can do it from anywhere. It's the old talk to speak, Motorola ding. It's genius. They're just making everything old new again, which I think is cool. But I just thought the demo was cool. I don't have kids. There's not a need for this, but I was like, wow, this is neat in general. So
Yeah, I think that there's 2 types of people in the world, James. Those who use these intercom features and those who don't.
yeah,
But no, the line isn't that straight. Because I actually always whenever these things are introduced, I always use them because I think they're kind of fun.
yeah,
And then I come down on the side of I actually don't really want to annoy any of my friends, so I'm not gonna ever use it again. But, if you're in that wonderful family mode, I'm sure this is a good feature. I think Miguel, ring a bell or something like that,
ding.
ding. I think he mentioned that he wants it in the office, so you can just it's just an easier way to, just send around stuff. Yeah,
That'd be
just
fascinating.
yeah, like, you use rooms, but they don't have to be virtual rooms. You can just group
Mhm.
people by other categories and call that a room of people, something
Yeah.
like that.
You know what I want, Frank? Now, they did not announce this, and this will be maybe the last topic we talk about. Is like what I really want out of these home pods, and I'm pretty sure there's other things that do this, but I'm just saying, if I could get a few $100 devices that do stereo and surround sound, imagine you put a HomePod and a bunch of HomePod minis. You put a HomePod under your TV, on the side of your TV. You put two HomePod minis on the left and right of your couch, okay? And then they come out with an adapter, which is a from your TV. It's like a optical to Bluetooth adapter, and it or whatever their chip is, right? Because they can just do magical chips of Apple, and then it sends. Oh, even better. Maybe it does like to the HomePod. It does something, and then from your TV, and then it can do surround sound for your TV.
Okay, so
Because
you
now
want the
it's
stereo feature, but you want Dolby 5.1 kind
yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
you do that audio, and you make that magical. Because to me, I don't want extra speakers just hanging around. I have a beautiful sound bar, and if I wanted to play music, I could just Bluetooth it to that thing, and it's going to fill the house. Right? It's going to be great. But if I could get rid of that sound bar and just put these little dongles, I mean, it would just look a lot slicker, by your TV. These sound bars are big and clunky and whatever, and I have an old plasma, so I can't put it onto the wall. It would rip down the wall physically. It's 75 pounds. It would just rip it right down. So I can't do it. But I think that would be amazing. So Apple, if you're listening, make it happen.
Yeah, that seems kinda obvious. I give it 5 years. That'll be a
Nice.
feature. Yeah, for sure.
It's a,
I yeah,
it's a,
once again, as the apartment person, I just I want more of the tracking. I want one tiny little speaker in the
mm,
exact right location.
Yeah,
Don't get too loud. Don't want to annoy the neighbors.
that's true. I'm also okay with that too. If I just had one, if I could put a HomePod Mini just in the middle, it's like boom, it just works. I don't know. Anyways, all right, we're gonna get on to the
Let's get
big
on to the
event, the big
main
show.
event. The main event. It was funny because on the last event we were talking about the Apple Watch, and I thought that was it seemed like a incremental update,
Yep.
and then but we were talking about how everything's like getting smaller and cheaper versions of everything. So we've seen the HomePod Mini, and what did we get? We finally got a small iPhone, an iPhone 12, number one, and an iPhone 12 mini, number two. And I think everyone in the world rejoiced a little bit because there are a lot of people that love the mini form factor and will define what that is, but I'm definitely one of them. I lost my phone earlier this year and I switched over to a 5S for a little while, and I absolutely love that phone. And James, the 5S is back. They're calling it a 12.
It's true. I mean, there's the 12 and then there's the 12 mini, and the mini is back to that size. In fact, it's smaller than my iPhone SE, which I bought earlier this year for $400. I think the thing with these new devices is they whacked over the head with everything. Is these new phones? If you own an iPhone 12, you have 5G. There's not a
Oh
5G
my god.
addition. It's just built in. No matter what, it's in.
Yeah, that was a running commercial throughout the entire show, and it was getting a little bit annoying, but it is a new future of wirelessness. It's a little bit awkward timing given that we're all kinda quarantining and not running around that often, but 5G is here, I guess, yay. LTE has been pretty good for me. I haven't myself been looking for speed upgrades, but it's fast, can't doubt that.
I think that I agree. LTE is really good for me. I think on my phone, like in the city and where I'm at home, if I have a 5G chip in it, maybe in the areas where the LTE isn't so good, maybe the 5G will be a little bit better, just more coverage at some point. But yeah, I was very fascinated because this is the first time that I can recollect where they had someone from a telecom on, like someone from Verizon was on giving a whole spiel. And in fact, if you buy the devices at AT&T or Verizon, it's $30 cheaper. Else it's a $30 upcharge if you buy it unlocked, which I can't remember the last time this happened. What are you
Oh,
rolling your
it's
eyes at me for?
No, I'm rolling my eyes at the
Oh,
telecom industry, not
that's
you.
crazy. I mean, I
Oh,
don't.
they're all insane. I mean, I remember the first
Okay.
iPhone event when it was AT&T only,
Yeah,
right? It
true, true.
was I don't think they had anyone from the company out there speaking.
Hmm.
But this 5G thing, I feel it's a wee bit premature because not a lot of cities are covered. I think they said something like 100 different cities, 100 different carriers throughout the world.
Hmm.
And looked like less than 100 cities in the United States. I'm not sure Seattle was even included, so I felt a wee bit left out even there on that map.
Yeah, and all of them are different, right? And they actually had to describe how 5G works. That was one of the things is they were in this video really describing here is the different types of 5G technology and here's this. And because I'm on T-Mobile and they technically have nationwide 5G, which is like the upgraded 4G or whatever that is a little bit better. But there's the wide spectrum or spectrometer. There's some crazy one that has like if you're standing in the right corner at the right angle, you get like a gig download or something crazy on Verizon. Ultra band 5G deluxe wireless super hyper fighting edition, something like that. But yeah, it's in there. It's in. So 5G, it's in every single iPhone. You don't have to worry about it, Frank. It's in the phone. It's in it. You got 5G. If you get a new phone, you're getting 5G. You don't even get to decide. It's in it.
Whether you want it or not. There was kind of a funny, clever point they put in there, though. The phone will turn off the 5G when it doesn't need it because it turns
Oh.
out speed comes at a cost, James. All your wizardry is not so wizardry. I can't imagine dealing with those chips and all those different protocols and all those power requirements. But so they have some clever tech in there where it actually turns off the 5G when it is not making use of it, or if it's just checking your email in the background and there's no need for that to go super speedy.
That's
So
true.
I like those little efficiency gains. Gain. It's what keeps Apple stuff, you know, running
Good. Better.
basically after 10 hours. Yeah. You said it. Thanks.
Okay, so what do I want to get into MagSafe. This is the highlight for me. This is the number one and this is the number one announcement in the entire event. MagSafe for iPhone. I thought, Frank, that the lightning cable was dead. I thought it was going to happen. I thought that they were going to combine MagSafe with data and it was going to blow my mind. And then I thought MagSafe version 3.0 was going to come to every single Apple device where you can just slap it in, you get data and everything now. Every cable has a magnet on it. That's what I thought. They're like, MagSafe coming. I was like, where are they going to put the mag? Like, where are you going to put the mag and how is it going to be safe? Because there's only one input. And when you think of MagSafe, you think of MacBooks where it dings in. No, they put magnets and a bunch of ring sensors into the back of this device, NFC, some other junk in there. And now, just like the MagSafe, that's what they're going to call it, on the Apple Watch, you can ding in your Apple iPhone 12 or 12 Pro into MagSafe specific devices like their new AirPod mattress. The AirPod mattress. They came back. They brought it back as something new. They just elegantly just they oh it was beautiful. It was like because there was going to be the wireless charging. What was it called? AirPod,
Power, air
power,
power.
air power.
That sounds terrible now.
It was going to be air power, but no. Now they have MagSafe pads, and it's brilliant. They showed you exactly what you wanted, which was you have your iPhone. It just snaps right in. Oh, what can you plug in right next to it? Apple Watch. There you go. And it uses its own thing. It's backwards compatible with Qi, which is cool. But I mean, they didn't even show you. There was no cable at any point in this video that plugged into the lightning cable part. Now, they did show that you get a lightning cable to USB-C, no dongle anymore, but at no time did they show any data connector or power connector via the lightning cable. It was all MagSafe. And I think that this is the biggest revolution for iPhone yet, MagSafe in the iPhone. I can't wait. I almost want to upgrade just for that.
Well, I gotta unpack so much stuff. You covered a lot of bases here, but I'm gonna join you. That's the topic I wanted next too. MagSafe, of
MagSafe.
course. I mean, magnets. Magnets are cool, especially when they did the diagram and they show you it's like lots of little magnets in a cute little circle.
Yeah.
Plus, I actually use wireless charging on my phone, and I have the exact problem they described. Do you have a hard time putting the coil right in the middle of the phone? I'm like, why, yes, Apple, I do, because you
How
made a
did you know?
perfectly symmetric device. It's impossible to tell anything about it. So yeah, I am definitely here for this. MagSafe is one of the things that drew me to modern Macs in the first place. I was using PCs for a very long time, and I was
Mhm.
like, look at that clever hardware design. I wonder what else is clever about this computer. Now, it's very different from the old MagSafe, though, because, like you said, it's still wireless charging technically, but they did add a pouch. So now you can add a pouch to your phone to put money or credit cards or tiny little kangaroos. I don't know whatever you put in pouches will go in that pouch. I think it's cute because like it's an accessory thing,
Mhm.
and we keep adding all this nice stuff. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut to the chase here. I want to build a robot out of this phone and just use the magnet to attach it to the robot and then let the iPhone be all the sensors because this has gotten ridiculous.
It's pretty cool. I mean, if it's up to snuff, there's a bunch of other companies that have built cases that do sort of other stuff that, are clamping your phone in your car. They showed a bunch of different things like that. They did show that, hey, there's going to be a case that it's MagSafe case, and then you can attach stuff on top of it. And so it's layers, right? I don't use a case. That's crazy talk to me. You don't need a case for a
Mhm.
phone because apparently also this one's made of ceramic shield, which we'll get to in a bit because it has aerospace grade aluminium. But anyways, I mean, I think in general, this thing's amazing. MagSafe, the future of charging iPhones
I
because you're gonna need it probably.
Yeah, well, let's get to the cable in a second, but I still wanna stick to magnets for a moment. Haha,
Yeah.
pun intended.
How does this work, Frank? Oh,
No,
I
not
see.
how this works.
I
Yeah,
see.
you got it.
Sticking to
Yeah,
magnet.
yeah, Uh, I actually am a phone clamp user in my car
Me
because
too.
that's where I do the thing. I'm wondering if it's strong enough to do that actually in the car, and if not, secondary thought, magnets are cheap on Amazon, and I happen to have a 3D printer. I'm gonna love making lots of little circle magnet designs to attach my phone to awkward things
I
everywhere.
am. I'm a little worried because now that there's magnets in the back of your phone, are people going to accidentally magnetize this to things, and is it going to mess up other bits and pieces? Because I'm imagining that the MagSafe is a special specification because you saw like Belkin and a few other people they showed off their prototypes that they have specifics. Now magnets are cheap, but the question is, I don't know how magnets work. They're polarized in general, so there's a plus and a minus. But if you put too intense of a magnet, it will get very upset at you, I would assume.
Actually, no.
No?
There's not much on the device that is sensitive to magnetic fields.
Hmm.
Now, electricity is the electromagnetic force. They're the same thing, but it turns out they mostly ignore each other unless you're under weird circumstances. That said, they did cover the funny problem of there is a magnetometer in the phone to tell you a compass direction.
Hmm.
And how in the world does that work when there's a bunch of permanent magnets attached to the back of the phone? It was kind of fun to see them address that. I don't know, James. I think I might get Apple Care on this one and just start attaching magnets to it and see what happens.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that they have specifically placed that magnetometer somewhere on this device in the perfect location. But I'm curious though, also, if the new front, right, this ceramic shield front that is one of these devices is made out of surgical grade stainless steel, the other one out of aerospace grade aluminum. I'm fascinated. Like they did this and they talked about that now your iPhone, you can drop it 4 times as much as you dropped it before and it won't break. But I'm curious if there was a glass front and a glass back before. I'm fascinated. Do you think that the ceramic shield front is so people don't accidentally like put magnets on the glass of the phone? Does that have any impact? I don't know how magnets work.
Once again, I don't think the magnets will affect the screen in
Okay.
this case, so I think we're safe there. I don't have that much experience with OLED screens. Who knows what affects them? But I do want to shout out to Corning Glass in New York. They were always kind of near my house, and you always heard about all their doings in New York. So it's always fun to hear Apple trot out their name with this stuff. I don't know what it means to be 4 times safer. What does that mean? I guess I've dropped my phone about 4 times. Am I due? Am I due for it has nothing to do with that. That's not how probability works. That's not how statistics work. Either way, stronger glass. I'm here for that. It's not sapphire. I kind of liked thinking I had a sapphire phone, but I'll take my ceramic phone instead, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm into it. I like the new colors. I like the green. I like the blue. The green's my favorite. This is on the iPhone 12, and the other stuff is fine. It's a beautiful Retina XDR display. The things that you would expect. It's got the 5G. It's got the cameras, the ultra wide, the wide. It's got Dolby Vision HDR video up to 30 frames per second. It's got a new A14 Bionic chip. It's the fastest chip in a smartphone ever, Frank. I don't know if you've heard the news. When Apple makes a new chip, it's faster than their old chip.
I will interrupt. They did say the machine learning is 70% faster, so I'm always here for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they did say that this is a console quality gaming device.
Yeah. What was the game? Was it League of Legends?
Yeah,
Was
League
that
of
the game they
Legends.
showed off? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not a League of Legends player, but I played Desert Golfing. Have you played that one?
I have not now.
Oh, okay, it's like 3 different colors and a little square ball that kinda moves in a parabola. It's not that sophisticated, but I look forward to them. I should mention that this is, Face ID only, I think. They
Hmm.
didn't put any Touch ID on it. So we're sticking with that for a little while wearing face masks, and it doesn't recognize anything. Not you, James. James lives in the awesome SE world. You get a small device and no buttons. Oh, odd.
That's correct. I get those fancy buttons. I got all the good things. Yeah, I mean they did show League of Legends, and I was like, that's cool. I mean, to me, I'm thinking different level of quality graphics when I'm thinking Xbox and a bunch of other things like that. Um, so I don't know. It's a little bit tricky for them to be like, hey, this is console level, but it's a show. It's a whole thing. Yeah, and then that's the iPhone 12. I mean, that's basically it. And then they did the big and one more thing, two more things, but one more thing on the iPhone 12, which was the new smallest iPhone ever, the iPhone
Yeah.
12 mini.
Uh, it's about time. Well, it things have been getting better. I've been using the 11 Pro, and that's been a decent form factor. I was one of the plusers for a while. I was rocking the giant phone because, all the Android people told me these giant phones are awesome. I need a bigger phone, and so I totally went down that route. But these days, like I said earlier, I've just been appreciating the smaller form factor a lot more. So yeah, without so the mini, I don't know what's more to say than it's small. I think they kept touting it's also like the smallest 5G device out there, which was cute. They got to pull in their 5G ad, but it's also nice to know that they're proud of that fact.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's small. I think that they even showed someone with pretty bigger hands, using the device because different size people have different size hands, obviously. And I think Heather, she got the iPhone 11 Pro, but not the Max. It was pretty good size. I obviously have the SE, which is smaller. The iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro, which we'll talk about, are the exact same dimensions. The 11 Pro is very similar in size to the 12 and the 12 Pro. So 12 and 12 Pro, same size. The 11 Pro, which you have, is a little bit shorter and a tiny bit less in width, and a little bit lighter. But the iPhone 12 mini is dramatically smaller. But if I was to compare it to the iPhone SE, it's smaller than that too. So let's just break down 12, SE second generation, and iPhone 12 mini. So iPhone 12 Pro, which we haven't talked about yet, but 5.78 inches high, SE 5.45, mini 5.18 inches. Now width 2.82 inches, 2.65, and 2.53. So very impressive. The depth is the same on all of them, 0.29 inches, which is great. But the weight is fantastic. This is amazing. 6.66 ounces for the iPhone 12 Pro. For the iPhone SE second generation, 5.22. But for the iPhone 12 mini, 4.76 ounces. Now, all these numbers are shenanigans because what it means and matters is the actual display. And the display is where it gets really fascinating because the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 is 6.1 inches. The iPhone SE second generation, the phone I have, is 4.7 because it has the borders, it has the Touch ID. But all those things where like literally the iPhone 12 mini is so much smaller even than my phone, it has a 5.4-inch screen because it's edge to edge. It's very beautiful across the wire.
Yep, yep. The most important thing that they have the squared edges now instead of the roundy edges. We've gone back to that like super classic style. And it's nice to see the that curvature of that corner match up with the screen. So yeah, they've really like turned up the bezel and get super fancy like that. A little bit lost in all your numbers, except the weight one. I keep pulling on the weight one because really like drones, your target weight is usually 240 grams, and the phone is now half that weight. So now I want to attach little propellers to this phone and have it go fly away, just like in the video. But I could do even better, a more refined little add some wings to this puppy because it's far safer. So it can totally be a drone now.
I agree. Yeah, 135. That's very impressive. All right, before we get on to the iPhone 12, Frank, you're breaking up a little bit, so we're gonna see. Are you uploading anything on the Dropbox? I try to adjust some of my settings to see. You've been okay. You've been a little robot-y, but not too much.
I have paused the Dropbox in case I want to be a robot again. I don't know. Sometimes I want to be a
Maybe. Try to refresh StreamYard. Let's see if that works.
okay.
Yeah, we'll see if that works. Now it's just me, and I'm here, and I'm waiting for Frank. Do 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 do. And we gotta edit it. Do do do. There's Frank.
We usually get through without any edits. I'm proud of that. No good,
Not great.
not great. Hmm. Hmm.
Lachlan says he likes Frank Robot.
He's roboting. I'm trying to think of things like I really don't have much running here. Hmm. I could restart Chrome. I could restart the computer.
Well, let me stop the Zencaster recording, and then I'll do a new Zencaster recording, so that way that doesn't get messed up. All right, let's see. That way it's uploaded.
I have
Cool.
faith.
Yeah, you are uploaded. I'll do a new recording there too. I don't know. Frank does sound like a robot.
Do I still sound like a robot?
Yeah, you're not coming through so
Yes.
good. Go into
Interesting.
go into your go into your StreamYard settings on the right hand side. Go to your camera.
Oh, right.
Do show advanced. And what resolution is that in?
480.
Yeah, try 360. Let's see what that does.
Wow. I didn't know that low.
Maybe I was doing 720. I was like, oh, maybe me. Oh, that's crazy.
Hi, James. Do you hear me?
No, I don't hear you.
Take off echo cancellation.
Yeah, you can turn off that.
Shall I try?
You can redo Chrome if you want. I'm assuming maybe someone in your apartment has hijacked your internet, and now
We have someone in my apartment.
I don't know. Could be. This is the fun of live streaming. Whenever Frank gets some stuff. Now it's just me. It's not quite as fun. I should have done a "Be Right Back" bumper, but I didn't do that ahead of time. So next show. Everyone likes the Robot Frank. I could hear him pretty well for a while. Probably the magnets. Probably needs to adjust those magnets. I'm gonna tell him that when he comes back. That's probably what it is. Oh my goodness. That's about it. I can put this banner up again. Let's see. We're almost there. I would always love when our podcasts are just as long as the Apple event, which is always an ideal scenario. Pretty sure it's not me. I'm pretty sure I closed everything. All right, and our Frank is back.
Chrome was taking 100% CPU. Is it better?
I don't know.
Not really, huh?
It was good before.
Yeah, what happened?
Maybe turn off your webcam, see what that does.
Okay. How do I stop cam?
Stop cam.
Hello, James. My name is Frank Kruger. Coming to you live from Seattle. Is it really an internet? The wind's been blowing. I wonder if something down.
I don't know. Internet's not doing
You're
so well.
coming
there.
in super.
Maybe it's your upload.
Yeah. Load.
Do a fast.com or speed test.
Speed test. Speed test. Speed
Lachlan
chatter.
says if you had an iPhone with 5G, you could hotspot it.
Oh, great point. So megabits down is 110. Gigabits up is point 0.5.
Yeah, that's a problem. Also, someone from our chat who's called Learn Livestream Test, which must be from one of the channels, says probably you need to adjust the magnets.
Oh, good point. Let me go.
Yes,
How do you fix upstream bandwidth, everyone?
probably tether your phone. That's what I would
For
do.
reals? Okay.
Yeah, just tether your phone.
Okay.
I bet that will fix it. Which is funny because that's what Lachlan said. But we'll see if the I've streamed to Twitch with tethering before, so it works fine.
I like it. Should I do a USB or all Wi-Fi?
And just Wi-Fi is fine. Whatever works for you. It's your day.
I was
Then
enjoying
yes.
the episode. I hate stopping.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm
Uh,
curious what you're. I didn't want. I wanted to stop just in case for some reason we're gonna have to re-record in case
oh
the
gosh.
thing if it gets all bad. But see, um, Zencaster will record the audio locally, so that shouldn't be an issue. You know what I mean? As far as I know.
Being a little bit weird about connecting, connecting, connecting.
Frank, technology. You think that we do a technology podcast? Frank.
I don't know, man.
Did it tether?
I think it's tethered. I have no idea what route it's using, so let me go disable other stuff. Computers, how do they work?
I don't know how they work. I'm connected via the wired. We get I don't know, like 250 down and 10 up, I think. So oh, we should have lost. Ideally, we would have lost Frank, and then he would come back. This is my favorite Frank. Yeah, we get pretty good, decent. I used to get gig up, gig down. Frank usually has pretty good internet, but I don't know. Oh, there's Frank too. Ayo.
Hi, James. How's
Can
my audio now? Please tell me it's wonderful.
I don't know. Are you on the tether?
I am because my megabits down is now 11.
Okay.
Let's see what the up is. Gotta wait for it, I guess. Wait for it. And my up is 0.3.
That's also not good.
I would say that's not an improvement.
That's a I would call that a
Regression?
regression, degression.
You know, if only I had Verizon 5G.
That's what Lachlan said. I'm just saying.
Well, we can switch back to normal Wi-Fi and see what happens.
Okay. You can always reboot your router.
Reboot the router.
I
Okay.
don't know, maybe. I mean, you sound okay. You just are very fuzzy.
It's weird that the down is so fast and the up is so broke.
That's my life. Pretty much.
Remember DSL? That was the good days.
Guaranteed. Consistent down and consistent up. You can't get those internet tubes to open for upload. It's impossible. Only the data flows down. It doesn't flow up. And we've lost Frank again. My goodness. Dude. I appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Lachlan says you could just download a full James with that. You could just get a full James. Oh, we got another Frank. Oh,
Placed them already.
hey, oh, there we go. They're working now.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
Mm,
How's the sound?
not good.
Are you telling Joe's absence at least?
I'm trying. I'm reading the chat. A few people are chatting. just living life. I don't know, Frank. Well, you're gonna need some upload for us to record the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I thought Zencaster was locally.
It does, but then if we do it live, we can't do it. All right, everyone. That means you're gonna have
Yeah.
to tune
You're
in
right.
and download
Uh,
the podcast later. We'll have to finish
no.
this. We'll do it. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll finish it. It's okay. We appreciate everyone hanging
Kind of.
out. Frank's gonna go upgrade to a 5G iPhone and is gonna make it happen. You're all gonna have to tune in to mergeconflict.fm. It's right there in the thing, and you can download and skip to the last 20 minutes of the podcast. How's that sound?
You think we're gonna be very smooth? We be able to connect it? We're gonna just. I'm gonna personally that part up.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll do it. Awesome. Well, we'll make sure that Franco upgrades his internet. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. And I appreciate it, Frank. It went pretty well.
Yeah, this is fun up until my broke. I guess. I'm sorry. But I blame the wind out there, but I do like hanging out in this chat room. So thank everyone for coming out, and I apologize for Seattle's structure.
We will make sure that we do another podcast in full force. I do blame myself a little bit because I did delay the show starting of the podcast for like a half an hour as we talked about different stuff and Keanu Reeves.
Perfect during all that.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.